Alright everyone, let's talk about the Goosebumps episode, Monster Blood, and More Monster Blood, which is just Monster Blood Part 2, and I don't know why they called it More Monster Blood. Like with the other episodes, they usually say Part 1 and Part 2, but this one's called Monster Blood and More Monster Blood. So, keep that in mind, it's just the first book it's based on, it's not about the other Monster Blood books. But this episode, I think, honestly is really fun. Like, it's about this kid named Evan who is dropped off at his Aunt Catherine's house while his parents go somewhere, and like she's really strange and eccentric and really weird, and it's kind of like in a way where it's like, oh, your grandma's kind of strange and like kooky, but this character Aunt Catherine is just kind of really strange, where she's like, don't ever go into this one room, don't ever do that ever. And like Evan of course goes into the room he shouldn't go into. And what do you know? He and this girl named Andy, who just lives nearby, they find some monster blood, and they accidentally let it loose. Where like the dog Trigger eats a little bit of it and grows to the size of a house, and it gets this cool twist where like there's this cat that's been in the house, and the cat is named Sarah Beth, who is an evil witch who Aunt Catherine like turned into a cat because she was so evil and she had to keep her at bay. And it is weird because then the monster blood that keeps growing throughout, like it eats Aunt Catherine, or not Aunt Catherine, it eats Sarah Beth, and then we go to part 2 where like Evan boards a plane and the monster blood is in his suitcase. So like I thought that was a cool idea of having the monster blood on a plane, like this thing that keeps getting bigger and bigger and it's going to implode on whatever it's going to be with. So like if it's in the air in a plane, like it's just going to take over the plane. Like I think that's a really cool, creepy idea. Or not creepy, but a really cool, fun idea. Creepy for a kid show. And I just like that location, like a plane location with the monster blood is really cool. And I thought this second part of it was, I mean, it was good, but I didn't like it as much as the first part of Monster Blood. Like where they're on the plane in the second part, I didn't like it as much because they changed the cast immediately. But it makes sense because Evan had to be boarded on a plane to go back. But these characters are just not as fun, and it's just weird that they changed the cast in the book and in the movie, or the book and in the episode. It's just kind of strange. But I thought it was hilarious, the fact that, like, the monster blood at the very end of the last part, like, they feed it healthy food, and that's what makes it go down to normal. I thought that was a funny way of stopping the monster blood. So they feed it healthy and everything is fine, but wait, there's a giant ant that is still there on the plane. So part of the monster blood is still there, and it just ends like that. So basically, like, I really liked the first half of this two-parter more, but the second half did have some fun parts. Like, I thought it was fun that they stopped the monster blood by giving it healthy food. Like, that was hilarious. But I liked the first part more, because I liked, like, I thought it was fun with them, with Evan and Andy trying to, like, stop this monster blood from growing, and then it getting out of hands until they have to tell Aunt Catherine. So I thought that was really funny, and I thought that the second part is good, but it's just not as entertaining as the first one. So I really did overall enjoy both parts of Monster Blood, but I thought it was just, I did think it was a really solid, fun episode overall. So that's all I could say about this episode. Just a really, really fun episode. Really one of my, not my favorite, but it's pretty up there for the episodes so far. So that's all I could say about this episode. So what do you guys think about Monster Blood? Tell me down below. Thank you guys so much for watching.